Without further ado, let's bring on the one and only. Let's say hello to Charlie. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, very good, mate. Very, very good.
Now, how have things been? Because obviously the series ended on Wednesday, so have you been kind of busy with doing a lot of promotion and talking about the series?
You know, when we're filming the show, Lewis, it's a really intense period. So, for the last 6 weeks, we eat, breathe and sleep the show. Obviously, we want to bring you guys the best show we possibly can. So, it takes up all of our life, but it's all good fun.
And I mean, this kind of series, I think, has been the best the show's ever had. I think it had a lot of drama, which obviously we love, but it had new kind of relationships, new characters. I just thought it was one of the best series there has been of the show in a long time. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, thank you. It really has. I feel like people have come on a journey with a lot of the cast, there's been a lot of relationships, there's been ups and downs and highs and lows and a lot of love and, typical drama that always happens in Essex. So I have to say, I think that people have really, followed us this time, and the viewings have been great, and I think that the show's really back to where it was, And
I mean, you're kind of like a veteran on the show because you've been there since Series 4, and we've seen you you've made friends, you've been in relationships with Gemma and Danny, but how did you find your private life and your relationships and your arguments getting broadcast in front of the nation? How was that at first? Was it a bit surreal for you?
It can be quite surreal. I'm quite a private person, and I'm very kind of laid back and very reserved. I don't like arguments, even though I always find myself in them. But, we're all, I'm a very level-headed guy, and it's just one of these things, when you sign up to do the show or that, you let them into your life, you've got to be prepared that they're going to follow all aspects. So very quickly, you've just got to get your head around it, stay true to who you are, and, just crack on.
And I mean, you've had your fair share of arguments. Probably one of your, I wouldn't say enemies, because you seems like you do get on well with her, but Gemma, of course, you've had a fair share of arguments with there. Would you say that you're two completely different people?
We are. I mean, I've got a lot of love for Gemma, and we've kind of come full circle. And, I was only with her the other night, and she, she's a real good friend to me. It didn't necessarily work as a relationship, but, I've got a lot of respect for the girl, and I think it's just we're both very similar people in one hand, and I think that's why we'd clash. But, she's cool. I've got a lot of love for Gem.
And I think a lot of people who watch the show would really like to see you meet someone who you really like and really likes you and kind of be happy, because it'd be good now to see you move on and you find someone that makes you happy. Could we possibly see that in the next series?
I'm hoping so. I've kind of stepped back a little bit this series in a sense of relationships and going out on dates, and, there's always been a lot of speculation about me and who I'm dating and what I want to date. And, this series I just wanted to focus on my friends, be there for them, with Bobby and with the boys and all that sort of thing, and just show a bit of a different dimension to who I am, because, people get me wrong a lot of the time, and really I'm just a normal Essex lad that does normal Essex things. So I've been hitting the gym, and hopefully, you feel confident, summer's in the air, and hopefully I can find someone.
And I mean, we've all seen, like you just said, you have been working out. You've worked out, like, I think it was Kirk who said to you the other week how good you were looking. Yeah, you've worked out, you've got yourself ripped. So was that is that for the ladies to get yourself, looking good?
You know what, man, it's a little bit of everything. You've got to kind of, I want to be the full package, and obviously there's a lot of boys on the show that look after themselves, and, I've always enjoyed going to the gym, and, I think if you feel better within yourself, you exude a better person in, outwardly. So, yeah, man, I'm just going to keep it up. It's been great, and I'm just going to keep going with it, and, get ready for Marbella. That's the kind of thing I want.
And now you're a businessman as well. I mean, it's very exciting. You and Bobby gone into partnership together, two best friends. What made you want to move into this venture? Because it's quite a big thing to, go into your own business. There's a lot of responsibility. So what made you kind of think, right, this is time to do something active?
Because basically me and Bob, we have a great, great friendship. It's a real good relationship, and we get on very, very well. And, we're a bit like peas and carrots, or he will say peaches and cream. We just get on, and especially in Essex and all over the place, we've got a lovely following, and we like parties, we like events, and wherever we go and meet people, we get on very well with them. And we just thought, what could we do together which the show could follow, but also be able to, in our real lives, when we're not filming the show, be able to, proceed with. And it turned out that this would be a great idea. He's got a great vision for, like, style and ideas, and I've kind of got a business background. from my own catering companies and, property portfolio I've got. So we just work well, and so we're just going to give it a good shot. It's called Leo, leading event organisers. We're both Leos in our zodiac. So we've had an overwhelming response. It's really positive, and we're really excited. So in this downtime, we're going to really progress with that and work hard.
I mean, it sounds exciting, but are you going to keep it with just you and Bobby, or if it does pick up as much as it sounds like you are, will you be recruiting other people to kind of get on board with this?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to, get a bit of help, because we want to make sure that we can give everyone what they want, and it's only two of us against a lot of people, so we're going to probably in time, please God, if it all works out, you'll have to have a little team of people to help us, make it work and do everything correctly. So
you can employ Diags, because it's in the show. He says he wants a job and something to work on, so you could possibly.
It's a good idea. Actually. Yeah, absolutely. I might have a little chat with him. That'd be a great idea.
Now, I wanted to ask you, because in this series, one of the biggest talking points was obviously Mario and Lucy. I mean, Mario's fallen out with Chris, and in the last episode, we saw him kind of. A lot of people felt uncomfortable with the way he spoke to Chris, and I know you're friends with all of the guys, so I wanted, from your point of view, what are your thoughts on the argument and the way Mario spoke to Chris in the last episode?
The thing is with that, I mean, obviously, it kind of all spiraled out of control very, very quickly, and, me and Chris have always got on very well, because, we've had a better connection than, say, what me and Mario have had in the past. And there were times that I didn't used to like the way maybe Mario spoke to Chris, and that was between them, and that was their dynamic of their friendship. I personally wouldn't have taken it, but Chris had. But obviously, when it started getting into the whole, situation that happened with the girl from Manchester and all that sort of thing, it all got into sort of deep water. Whereas I just sort of backtracked. I thought, I don't know anything about this. This is not the argument I initially thought was taking place. And it got messy for me, so I just thought the best thing to do is I'll talk to Mario, I'll talk to Chris, but this is something that I have nothing to do with, so I kind of sat on the fence on that one. But it's a shame, because it seems like their friendship is over from what I'm seeing.
Oh, because obviously you could see, bless, Chris, he was quite kind of, you could see inside he was quite devastated. And Ricky actually stood up for him, which was nice as well. But you never know, in the next series they could make up. They could, like you said, time's a good healer. You and Gemma have now, it seems like you've got a good little friendship.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're all for it. It'd be a real shame to see, like, 16-year friendship go down the pan. But, again, a lot of the cast in the show, they're quite headstrong and, very passionate about, what they do. And, it's just sometimes people just have to, bow down a little bit and just take a step back and, conduct themselves again, take a deep breath, and then, start again.
Move with a fresh start. But how emotional was the last episode? Joey and Sam got engaged. I mean, it was just such a kind of, everyone was so happy because he's such a genuine, down-to-earth guy. I mean, what was it like for you?
Joey and Sam, they're like, I've said it to them, they are the perfect couple, the perfect Essex couple, and, when you look at them, even away from the camera, they get on so well. They've got a great, like, chemistry and connection, and it's a real lovely thing to see two young people in love, progressing with their lives, doing well, and so into each other. And I think it's what we all want, really. If I could find that, happy days. And I think it's a lovely end to a lovely series. Positive.
And I mean, did you kind of find it emotional did you watch the last episode on the TV like everybody else? Do you watch the shows back?
Yeah, I do. I watched the show, and I watched it on the catch up, and just the whole setting and the whole way it was done, and you could really see, like, the nerves and the build up, and I just thought it was a lovely moment in TV and in their lives.
What I did want to ask you, there was a lot of controversy with the Only Way Is Essex live, and the live episode. What were your thoughts on that? Because a lot of people were saying there were some bad camera angles and some things, people stuttered on lines and stuff. But do you think people were just maybe nervous because it was live?
I do. I think that the live show was something that, we tried. We wanted to kind of get in there first and try something new. Towie's always been at the forefront of this, like, genre of TV. And, we've got a huge following. I think it might have been a little bit, a risky move, which obviously it proved to be not as successful as what we thought. But for me personally, it was a great experience to do live TV and to see what goes into that. but unfortunately, it just didn't work. And I think, you know, it was a little bit of a catastrophe. But we moved on, and, you know, and people were very, you know, they've been very forgiving, and we forgot, and we've just moved on now. And, you know, we probably wouldn't do that again in a hurry.
And like you said, you have this series. I honestly do think was one of the best. I mean, like it produced arguments, new businesses, new ventures, and everybody just seems to get on. And obviously, there's these two new guys that have come in the show now.
Yeah.
Are you friends with those, or have you not kind of spoke to them as much?
Yeah, no, they're really nice guys. I think they're coming in. I think the show needed a little bit of new blood, you know, and they've come in and they seem to be really polite. Especially, I get on very well with Dan. We've got very similar, like, music interests. He loves Michael Jackson. I'm a huge MJ fan. And they're not, you know, they're not got egos or anything. They've just come in. They're fitting in very nicely. And it'll be interesting to see what they bring. Again, they've got a bit of a business side to them. They've got the good looks going on. So I think that they're going to cause a bit of a stir.
Well, I'm very excited for the next series, and I really hope that we see a lot more from you, because everyone seems to get on with you. You are a very nice guy as well. And I mean, everyone just gets on with you. So it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, and I can't wait to see how well your business is going, because there's a lot of hype about it on Twitter I've seen. So good luck with that. Good luck with all your other ventures. And like I said, thank you for coming on.
No, thanks for having us, man. I really appreciate the support. And yeah, you'll see a lot more from me, I'm sure.
Well, is there any plans when the next series is, or is that something you can't really talk about at the minute?
I mean, there is a new series commissioned for, you know, towards, I don't know when it's going to be out, but maybe June time, end of June. I'm not sure the actual dates, but yeah, we have a bit of time off now, and you know, we kind of just carry on our lives, and then they'll sort of start checking in with us a few weeks before filming to see where we're at and what we're doing and what they want to follow.
Perfect. Well, that's going to be exciting to see, and thank you so much for coming on the show today.
You're very welcome. Have a lovely weekend, guys.
You too. Thank you very much. Bye.